Okay. In a second, I'm going to turn things over to Keith, who really is our deep subject matter expert about how to access UW CareLink resources. But first, I just wanted to share with you the UW CareLink website, and I'm going to do that right now, just to show a couple of quick things to point them out to you. So, can somebody give me a thumbs up to make sure I shared the correct screen and you're looking at the UW CareLink webpage?
It was there, Kathleen. It's now, it looks like just your wallpaper. There you go. You've got it now.
Thank you. It's always a challenge when we have multiple screens to make sure we have the right one. So thanks for that, Keith. So for everyone who's on the call, this is the UW CareLink website, and just a couple of things I wanted to point out to you. Keith will talk a bit about accessing CareLink resources, but this section of the webpage here, calling UW CareLink and the UW CareLink website, are the main portals or the main entry points for anybody in our community to access the resources. That phone number is staffed with professionals 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so we strongly encourage anyone who needs support or to access services to use that as their point of contact. You'll hear us emphasize many times today that all CareLink contacts are anonymous and they are kept confidential. So please, knowing where this is to use it for yourself or to share it with someone else is one of the most important takeaways from our time together. And the other thing I'll point out is on the sidebar, which is a little hard to highlight, but I'm hovering over it, is that at any point, if you are using CareLink or somebody on your team is using CareLink and it doesn't go the way you expected, we welcome that feedback. Again, you can share that, anonymously. It really helps us if we do have at least a phone number of somebody who tried to use the service, just so we can try to track down and explore some details. But this is very high level, just so you know from the university's perspective how you can connect with us. I am now going to stop screen sharing and I am going to turn over to you, Keith. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And ask you to get started helping us all understand CareLink a little better.
Perfect. Thanks, Kathleen, and thanks everyone for joining today. I am now going to share my screen here, so I want to make sure that I've got. Let's see. Can you see my screen, Kathleen? Are we good? Perfect. All right. So as Kathleen mentioned, my name is Keith Burns. I am a senior account manager here at CompPsych, and we're the organization that facilitates the CareLink program on behalf of UW. I'm really the main day-to-day contact for anything related to the program. So I work closely with Kathleen on various communication initiatives, promotional needs, questions, concerns from the employee population. Happy to be here today. As far as an agenda, walk through a couple of things before I get into the really kind of the meat of the program. But as Kathleen mentioned, I'm happy to stay on as long as needed. I want to make sure that we get all questions answered. I'll certainly keep those questions confidential. So if you do have a question that is a little bit private, I won't mention the name of the individual who asked. So I will certainly stick on as long as needed. So we'll talk through some information around confidentiality. I'll get into the CareLink Experience, give you a full program overview. I'll also jump on the website to give you a quick demo of the website, and then near the end highlight some some HR leader support types of program components, and then as I mentioned, we will stick around for questions. So before I jump into the overall program offering, Kathleen had mentioned when she kicked things off the eligibility. We really loosely define eligibility as anyone living under the roof of the home of you as the UW employee. So obviously spouses and children are the kind of at the forefront when you talk about that. But even if you've got an elderly parent living with you, or there's a niece or nephew that is living with you, they can utilize the services as well too. And then of course, confidentiality is one barrier that that us here at CompPsych have to overcome when promoting a program such as an employee assistance program. You, spouse, children, may likely contact us with some very private personal needs. And, before I get into the various program components, I do want to highlight that the program is strictly confidential. We are bound by many of the same rules and regulations that your health plan is bound by. We do maintain, some case records here at CompPsych and do provide just some general high-level reporting back to UW, but that's really just so we can take a look at different trends across campus or across different buildings in the UW program. But again, nothing that we report back to UW is anything that can be tied to a specific employee or family member. So, you can rest assured that anything you talk to a clinician about, an attorney or a financial planner about is held in the strictest of confidence. So again, I touch on that right off the bat because that's generally one of the barriers that we run into most frequently when encouraging individuals to use a program such as CareLink. All right, so the next screen here is, what we call the CareLink Experience, and what this is meant to do is just to provide you with a kind of a snapshot on what you can expect what your experience can expect it to be when you call in through that toll-free number listed on the screen there. So again, whether you're the employee, the family member of an employee, or a supervisor or manager who is in need some sort of support, that toll-free number listed on the screen there, the 866 number, is the most common way to access services. Everyone that answers that phone is a master's level clinician or above, and that number is dedicated to the university. So it's a dedicated toll-free number, 24/7 support, live answer by a master's level clinician or above. You do also have the ability to interact with us via email or via chat. I'll highlight how you do that when I do the quick web demo, but I will say, generally speaking, 99 probably plus percent of the intake is done via that toll-free number. And again, it's answered live by master's level clinicians or above, and we do that because of certainly the individuals that reach out to CareLink are often calling us with some sort of clinical need. So right on that initial call, you're speaking to somebody who can provide some immediate in the moment support. They've got a counseling background. And from there, during that intake assessment, we will be able to recommend the various services that are available to you under that available services bar. So on your initial call to that toll-free number, you'll go through a brief clinical assessment, and it's very conversational in nature. So those clinicians that pick up the phone are not required to answer a certain amount of calls per day. The goal with that intake experience is to make you feel comfortable with not only the individual who are you're speaking with, but also all of the services that we're providing to you. So we'll do a brief clinical assessment, and the reason we do that is we like to try to make sure that we're fully understanding the need that you've come to us for. Um, it's not at all unusual for an individual to give us a call for a counseling referral because they're dealing with stress or anxiety. But during the intake conversation with that clinician, we find out that the underlying issue is, or I'm sorry, yes, there certainly is a counseling need, but that stress or anxiety is really being driven by maybe a financial or legal issue. So we want to make sure during that conversation that we're understanding as much as possible the need, because when we're providing you with those available services, we certainly might be linking you with both a counselor to deal with stress and anxiety, but also setting up an appointment with an attorney or a financial planner. So it's a very holistic experience. Everything that I talk about today is done under one roof here at CompPsych. So whether it's a need for counseling or financial legal support, very easy for us to kind of move your call amongst different areas at CompPsych to serve your need the best. And then of course, Kathleen had mentioned the ability to report um, concerns, questions, comments on the CareLink website that I showed you there. But we will also follow up with you as long as you give us permission to do so. So once you make that call, we'll follow up to make sure that you were able to link up with your your local counselor, or or that work-life packet that we sent you met all of your needs. So we want to hear from you. If at any point during the process you're confused on next steps, unsure of what to do, question about the counselor, give us a call back and we can provide that support through that toll-free number listed on the screen there. Now, as I jump into the actual, the program component, I had already mentioned that 24/7 access to those master's level clinicians or above. Again, those are the individuals that pick up the phone. So you'll speak to somebody with the counseling background right off the bat. The counseling component of the program is a 5-session model, and that's 5 sessions per person per issue per year. We also do have a healthcare workers support line queue, so to speak, to provide some more, more immediate support if you're one of those frontline healthcare workers. But generally speaking, somebody will call in for a referral to a local clinician. We have a nationwide network of providers, so we can provide you with a referral to a local counselor in your area. So whether that be you want to see somebody close to work, close to home, we can provide that referral to you right on that initial call. Now, really, the core of that 5-session model are those in-person visits with a local clinician. Certainly, during the past, coming up on 2 years or so, we've seen a big, a big increase in demand or desire to engage with that clinician virtually. And when we say virtual, we mean counseling done via video as a session, session such as we're doing right now, or telephonic. So we certainly do have the ability to deliver counseling to you in other modalities other than face-to-face. So during that that initial intake assessment with the clinician, make it known to them if it's your preference to engage with a counselor virtually. And that could be maybe you're just not comfortable going into a provider's office, or maybe the area that you're calling from, doesn't make that feasible. So, certainly make that aware to the clinician that you speak with. Also make them aware of any other needs that you'd like to, any other needs as far as us finding a good fit for you with that clinician. So, if you want a female clinician, needs to be Spanish speaking and specialize in a certain area, that can all be part of the intake clinician. And what we'll do is give you a referral right on that initial call. What we'll usually do is give you 2 to 3 different provider options in your area. And the reason we do this is we want to give you the opportunity to reach out to that provider's office, secure an appointment with them, and make sure that they're a good fit for you. So that's the reason we'd give you a couple of different options. And I will highlight that if you do go into that first visit with a provider and you just don't get a good, there's not a good connection, which does happen. Give us a call back. We'll get you a new referral. You'll start right over with those 5 sessions with that local clinician. So again, it's very important that we make sure that that counselor that we've provided you a referral to is a good fit for you. Now, we also have our full suite of work-life services, and I'll get into more details on each one of these, but we've got our Family Source program, our Legal Connect program, and our Financial Connect offering. Our website is Guidance Resources Online. I'll do a quick demo for that as well too. And we also have a full library of various communication materials and program promotion items that we can share with you. If you're a leader and are maybe hosting a meeting with your direct reports and you want to pass out flyers, or if there's an uptick in need for financial help in your arena, we can certainly provide you with customized materials based on a very specific need as well too. All right, so we touched on the counseling component of the program. I'm gonna dive into work life here, and under that work life umbrella, you see here we've got 3 separate program offerings, and I'm actually going to start on the right hand side of the screen here and move our way to the left hand side. So first off, Financial Connect. Financial Connect provides you with unlimited telephonic access to CompSci financial professionals. So just like we've got that team of clinicians that answer the phone, we've also got a team of certified public accountants, certified financial planners that you have that unlimited telephonic access to. Now, some of the most popular requests are listed on your screen there. So you see under Financial Connect, we talk budgeting, getting out of debt. Tax issues is big this time of the year as individuals are getting ready to file their taxes. If your filing status has changed in the past year, maybe you got married in 2021 or had your first child, you want to know how that impacts you, you can call in and speak to our financial professionals for that type of assistance. Now, we're not actually preparing the returns for you, but again, if you've got a question about what goes in box 12A on your federal returns, you have that unlimited unlimited telephonic access to those financial professionals. The list of presenting issues on your screen there, it's not all inclusive. So if there are, other financial issues or concerns that you have that are not on the list, give us a call and we can support you as well too. Now, we're not affiliated with a specific financial institution, so one thing we will not do is push you in a certain direction. So in other words, if you call us for, say you call us for assistance with retirement planning, we're not going to say you should definitely invest in this, this retirement plan or purchase this stock. The goal with this program is to educate you on all of the different options available to you, with the goal of you then being able to make a more educated decision based on the support that we provided you. And again, it's an unlimited telephonic offering. You can call in, speak to our financial professionals as many times as you'd like. Now, in the center of the screen there is our Legal Connect program. This program works very similarly to Financial Connect, except here we've got a team of attorneys that are there to service your legal questions or concerns. So again, you have unlimited telephonic access to our attorneys. As I mentioned with Financial Connect, some of the top issues are listed on the screen there, but again, that doesn't cover them all. So, really any legal issue that you might have need support with is fair game. With the one exception is that we will not provide any assistance on any employer type of issues. There'd be a clear conflict of interest there. But generally speaking, any other legal issue that you might be faced with is fair for you to call in and speak with one of our attorneys. Again, you have unlimited telephonic access to those attorneys. And as I mentioned with Financial Connect, we're not going to push you in a certain direction. The goal here again is to make you a more educated individual based on whatever type of legal issue you're faced with. Now, the Legal Connect program does come with a referral if needed. So, while the core service that we provide is that unlimited telephonic access to CompSci attorneys, if say you now need to sit down with an attorney and start drawing up contracts or reviewing paperwork, we can provide you with a referral to an attorney in your area, where you do get a free 30-minute consultation and then a 25% discount in legal fees. So you do have that as a fallback. But again, the core of what we provide is that unlimited telephonic access to CompSci attorneys. And then finally, last but not least, is our family source offering. And I saved this one for the last just um, because of how robust it is, and also because I fully realize that not everyone on today's call may have a counseling need or a legal or financial need, but generally speaking, most, if not all of us, are doing something on our personal to-do list that is, oops, sorry, let me jump back there. On our personal to-do list that is that we're spending both work time and weekend time that could be better spent with the family doing research on. So the goal of the Family Source program is to take that research component off of your desk. Let us do the research for you. During the intake process, we will have a conversation with you based on your specific need. And again, some of the most popular requests are listed on your screen there. But as I mentioned with legal and financial, that's not all inclusive. We talk about this program being there for whatever you might be faced with, as long as it's legal, ethical, and researchable. We can do the research for you. So again, the goal with this program is to take the research component off of your desk. Let us do the research for you. And what we'll do is start assembling a customized referral packet with all of the information relative to your specific requests. So this is much more than us just doing a quick Google search. We're actually researching on your behalf, and the materials included in that packet are going to be specific to the need that you gave us. So yep, childcare is one of the most popular types of requests with this program. I'm actually going to pull up a sample packet here just so you can see how robust the offering is. Kathleen, you can see the child care packet just to make sure. Perfect. Okay. So here on the screen is the example of what you might expect to receive if you call us for some kind of child care need. So, as you can see across the top here, it's close to a 25-page packet. And again, this is customized to your specific need. We're not just pulling a child care packet off of the shelf and sending it on your way. We're not just doing a quick Google search and providing you with 5 different links to various resources. We're assembling this information specific to your need. So in this situation here, the individual called to discuss childcare options. They want to place their 2-year-old son into a more structured learning environment. Previously, the child has been in the care of a nanny. They now want to put him in a more structured learning environment. So when we're assembling this packet, we take a bunch of those factors into account. And what you're going to receive generally about 3 to 4 business days later is an emailed packet to your inbox with the results of our search. So a childcare packet, we're generally going to include 3 to 5 different childcare facilities in the area that meet your needs. We're going to contact them on your behalf. So, certainly most importantly, is the child care facility, taking new kids to the center. That's, we'll confirm that. We'll get you some preliminary pricing information. We'll, if when we reach out, we're going to tell you who we spoke with. So in this example here, we spoke with Leslie at this child care center. Certainly during COVID times, facilities have been forced to, operate at less than full capacity or likely have different, COVID related restrictions in place. We're going to gather all that information for you. So again, if you tell us you've got a 2-year-old child and there's specific dietary or educational requirements, we're going to vet these facilities to make sure that they meet your needs. So again, generally speaking, 3 to 5 different childcare facilities in your area, preliminary pricing information, hours of operation, age accepted, et cetera, information on licensure in the state that they're in as well too. In addition to, to those various childcare facilities, we're going to provide you with maps of the area. So we'll provide you with a map with the pins that show the locations of the different childcare facilities that we provided to you. Also rules and regulations, based on the state that you're calling from. In this sample packet, the individual is looking for facilities in the state of Virginia. So again, the rules and regulations, excuse me, for that specific state will be included. We'll also include various help sheets related to your needs. So advantages and disadvantages of childcare centers or family daycare providers. We'll also equip you with items such as a checklist. If this is your first time placing a child into a child care facility, we'll give you questions that you might want to consider asking when you are visiting that facility. So again, we want to try to equip you with all of the information that we can possibly provide related to your specific request. As you can see here, various help sheets on raising a toddler, etc. So again, much more than a quick Google search. This is customized to your need. And then perhaps just as importantly, this is an unlimited telephonic program. So if you get your childcare packet and you decide, now I want to have CompSci search a different area or expand the search, or your need has changed, give us a call back. We'll start the entire process all over again. So this program is, again, that unlimited telephonic model. And you could certainly have a combination of different packets requested at any given time, just because there is no limit on the amount of different calls that you can send our way. Now, I highlighted childcare because that is, generally speaking, one of the most popular requests, but this Family Source program goes on to provide so much more support. Kathleen, just to verify, you're back to the presentation now on your screen. Perfect.
Correct.
So on the Family Source side, again, childcare and elder care, those are 2 of our most popular requests. We do assistance with, pet care. Maybe you're getting ready to plan a spring break or summer vacation, and you want to find places in your area to board the family dog or family cat. We can assist with that as well too. Maybe you've got a child getting ready to go away to college in the next year or so, and you want to find the best political science universities in the Pacific Northwest. We can help you with some of that work as well too. Um, Home improvement is big for us. This typically comes into play, hurricanes in the Gulf Coast or severe weather in the Midwest. Maybe you've sustained home damage. You want to find different contractors in the area for some home repair. We can do that for you as well too. And then event planning. We assist with vacation planning. We're not actually booking the trips for you, but if you were to tell us that you're looking to plan a summer vacation and you've got a 5-year-old child, so the resort needs to have kid-friendly activities, and you want to be within a 30-minute drive of various amusement parks, we can do all of that research for you. We'll even provide you some preliminary flights and pricing information as well too. But again, the Family Source offering is there to take whatever might be on your personal to-do list, take the research component off of your desk, let us do the research for you. Completely unlimited program as well too. So you can certainly have multiple requests in our queue for support. So I spend more time on Family Source again just because of how robust it is, but also because it's very likely that that somebody or multiple individuals on today's call are faced with these types of personal convenience types of research that you're spending a lot of time doing. So again, we want to take that research component off of your desk. Let us do the research for you. Jumping quickly to our website. So we also have an employee-facing website. You see the URL there, uw.guidanceresources.com. A first-time user will have to enter your web ID of UW. We also have an app that's available in both the Android and the Apple Store. I'm actually going to jump to a different screen here and provide you with a quick overview of the website. Kathleen, you're able to see the home screen there, okay? Perfect. All right, so I had mentioned a first-time user have to enter the web ID, click register there, enter UW. From there, you'll set up your own username and password where subsequent logons, you'll just have to enter that username and password. But I do have a demo set up for purposes of today's call. So I'm going to jump into the website very quickly here and give you a quick demo. Want to make sure I highlight some of the the key features of the site and show you some quick navigation tips. So here we are on the home screen of the website. This is exactly how the site would appear if you were to to log on after today's session. So a few different things to highlight. As we go across the top here, we've arranged information, the information stored on the website based on very specific events. So whether you've you recently had a child or got married, those are very impactful life events. So we try to categorize or catalog the resources on our website based on those specific life events. So as you mouse across there, you'll see various drop downs. You'll notice here that this number is your toll-free number. This is again dedicated to UW. Early on, I had mentioned that you can email us. This is where you would submit your email. There's also a chat feature. I will caution you that the chat feature is live interactive chat with one of our clinicians. We've got a dedicated team that monitors those chats. So if that team is currently engaged in a chat, the chat feature will disappear, which is what has occurred here. So right now, all of our clinicians that service the chat feature are engaged in a chat. Once one of them becomes available, you'll see chat as another box here on the home screen. Scrolling down here, these featured resources, you'll see you can arrow across and pull up different resources. These change on a monthly basis, and it's really dependent on what we're promoting as an organization as a whole. So you'll see these swap out on a regular basis. As far as additional tools and resources here, we've got a full suite of our digital toolkits where, this is kits where we've consolidated information on very specific topics. The on-demand training section, these are 7 to 8 minute training sessions that you can take from the comfort of your home or your desk. There's an interactive aspect to some of these, these training sessions. So you might have to click a box or take a quiz to move on. You can also do searches for attorneys, childcare facilities, elder care facilities as well too. You can also, sign up to receive certain newsletters that will proactively push out to you. One other resource that I'll highlight here, this first tile, the resource recommender, another great way to navigate the site. So, maybe you've come to the website, you kind of know what you're looking for, but you want us to help. So, maybe you're here for some sort of work-life support. Work-life support. You want to find, help find apartment finding and moving, and you prefer to read. Enter those criteria. It's going to pull up all the information that we have on the site relative to your specific request. So this is another great way to navigate the website as well too. Jumping back quickly to the home screen here, I'll highlight off to the top. You see that little alarm button there. This is where we post information. We call it, breaking news and information. Winter weather is impacting many areas of the country. This is where we post the latest here. We've also got our full suite of coronavirus resources up here as well too, social change resources, and there we go. There's the chat feature again. So that does pop back up when somebody becomes available. So again, this website is available to you and your household family members. A first-time user will have to to log on with their your organization web ID, which, as I mentioned, is UW. From there, you'll just set up your own username and password, and subsequent logons, you'll just have to use that password as well too. If you go to the App Store on either Google or Apple and search Guidance Now, you'll find our app there as well too. So again, obviously advantages of the app makes it a much more mobile experience, so you can certainly do that at your convenience as well too. I highlighted on the website where we've got our coronavirus resources. We change this on a regular basis. So as the situation continues to evolve, there may be new resources that are populated on that section of the website. We've also assembled a bunch of materials that as it relates to social change. So webinars about conversations during a time of unrest. We've got a bunch of digital self-care tools as well too. So a lot of great resources on the website, more than I could possibly cover. Oops, hold on one second. Sorry about that. More than I could possibly cover on a session such as this, but I did want to to at least highlight those resources for you. As we get to the end here, I do want to show you some of the resources or highlight some of the resources that we have as far as support for HR and leaders. We have our management consultation offering, and what this does is really gives you just an independent third party to speak to. So if you as a manager or leader is dealing with a difficult or unique employee issue, you want to talk to another HR professional, we've got a team of professionals that will provide some of that unlimited support, independent third party, maybe talk through best practices, etc. We also have critical incident support that we can provide. This is most commonly requested during a time of an employee passing away. So maybe you've got an employee on your team that passes away. You've now got a group of employees who are understandably very distraught or upset by this. We have the ability to send a counselor on site or provide site support virtually for that group of impacted employees. That's arranged right through that same toll-free number. Our critical incident team is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they're the experts. They field these types of calls on a regular basis. So even if you just want to kind of talk through some best practices, and potentially arrange for critical incident support at a later time, you can certainly consult with them as well too. So again, this is included with the CareLink program. Both critical incident management consultation is an offering that can also be accessed via that toll-free number that I highlighted in the beginning. All right, Kathleen, that brings us to the end here. I don't know what we've got as far as questions in the chat, but again, happy to stick on as long as I need to.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for that, Keith. There's so much information. I'm always like, I've heard this many times, and it's always impressive how many services you all offer. One question came in through the chat so far. There's been many reports about a shortage of counselors and long wait times to seek mental health services. Can you speak to that and the amount of timing, the timeline for referrals?
Yep, that's a great question. So the network that we're referring you to is a network that we've cultivated. These are, providers across the country that have agreed to work with CompPsych to provide services. We expect them all to have availability within about 3 to 5 business days, and they all have the ability to update their status in a provider portal that they have access to. I will say a vast majority of them do a very good job of keeping their availability updated. If you do receive a provider's name and you contact them and they don't have availability for 2 weeks, let us know right away. Our network team will reach out to the provider immediately and address that with them. But what we'll also do is provide you with another mental health provider in your area that meets your needs. So again, that type of feedback is something that we would love to hear as soon as you run across it. But because again, we've credentialed our own provider network. We've got a network team that will reach out to address that issue. And then, most importantly, get you a referral to another clinician. But, generally speaking, they do agree to keep availability within that 3 to 5 business day window. Certainly, there are situations where we receive a call from somebody who is it's a heightened type of issue, whether they are suicidal, at risk to themselves or others. Those take on a different life. There's a whole clinical protocol that we'll follow, and oftentimes we're working to link somebody up with an appointment that day or the next morning. But generally speaking, 3 to 5 business days.
Great. Thanks, Keith. A few more questions have come
Sure.
in. And I know this is a common one. Someone has a concern about what their insurance will and won't cover with regard to CareLink services. Can the employee ask for quotes if they're going to be charged? Can you explain a little bit about the pricing structure and how the handoff would happen to personal?
Yeah, so one of the things that when you're having that initial intake conversation with those clinicians, the CareLink program is a 5-session model. So right off the bat, you have 5 sessions with a local clinician at no cost to you. If it's a longer care type of need, we may need to work with you to find a provider who's in both the CompPsych network and also your health plan network. So we can certainly have that conversation with you at intake. Obviously, the beauty of that would be once you're done with your 5 free sessions, you've got a provider that's already covered under your health plan. You can begin that extended care with them. So again, 5 sessions free. If the need is for longer term care, we would certainly want to, gain an understanding about what health plan you're covered under so we can work to find a provider that is in both.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else asked, about the availability of CareLink services. If they're only available to employees or also available to spouses and dependents. And I know we talked about this, I think, before some folks joined the call. So I wonder if you could repeat that, because again, I think it's a unique and great service.
Yeah, that's a good question. And so everything that I talked about on today's session is available to you as the UW employee and your household family members. Honestly, it's a very loose definition on our end. So we don't receive a regular data feed from UW with all of their eligible employees. We talk about as long as that person's living under the roof of your home, so spouses and children being the obvious ones, but even if maybe you've got an elderly parent that's living with you or you're caring for a niece or nephew, they can utilize the service as well too. So again, it's a loose definition, to be honest with you. So, but if we did need to define it, it would just be anyone living under the roof of your home.
Yeah. I like to think of it, the university's perspective. If it's somebody you care about and your care for what they're going through is going to kind of distract you and keep you from being at your best, we want them to have the support they need so you feel good about how they are. And so
yeah, that's absolutely true. If there's something impacting your life or a family member's life, we want to be able to provide that support. So we kind of use that flexible eligibility model, so to speak.
thanks. And a question, someone's looking to getting their master's degree and trying to figure out where to study and what exactly they want to study. Is this something they could get a packet?
Yeah, so as far as those educational packets, if you're looking to get your master's degree and you wanted to find out, the best universities in a certain area that offer, the degrees in your certain discipline, we can certainly work with you to assemble that packet for you. So yeah, that's absolutely one of the things that Family Source offering would provide.
Yeah. Someone asked a great question about whether these resources are available to student employees too. They're available to benefits eligible employees. And so as Keith mentioned, we don't send a data file. We really push this as a confidential service. And so, there's no verification process, but they are designed for our benefits eligible employees. The university offers very robust student support services, including on-campus counseling support and other guidance for student employees. Another question for you, Keith. This is great. I love seeing what's coming in. For the local referrals in Legal Connect specifically, how are the attorneys being selected? Do they have to meet certain criteria? Are they highly ranked by their peers? How do they get to be in your network?
Yeah, when we're looking at attorneys to refer somebody to face to face, they, first off the bat, they have to be in good standing with the state bar association. We'd also, make sure that these attorneys don't have, different complaints or actions listed against them. So, we do, just as we do when bringing a clinical or a behavioral health, mental health provider into our network, we're doing the same with the attorneys, making sure that they are licensed, confirmed, good standing with the bar, those different types of things. So it's very similar to when we're building our provider network as well too.
Great. I'll take the next question for you because it's one I answer frequently these days. It's February, which means parents of kids who need to make summer plans are researching summer camps. And someone asked if the Family Source can take care of researching summer camp options. Absolutely. So if you have school-age children, you're looking for before or after school care, you're looking for break care, or you're looking for summer camps, that's absolutely a great reason to give a phone call and ask for some help and have a packet put together for you. Another great question that go ahead, Keith. Did I handle that okay?
Oh no, that was I just wanted to give kudos to whomever asked that question because those summer camp types of requests are one of our standard communications campaigns with the Family Source offering. So we absolutely, and it's earlier and earlier every year where you have to start researching these. So yeah, summer camp is certainly right in the Family Source team's wheelhouse.
It is. And for anybody else here who's starting to think ahead to their kiddos' summer, we will have an article, a work life article coming out through the whole U this month with a little bit more local information about summer camp planning as well. Another question that I know I've heard from others, it's a great one. If someone needs help drafting or updating their will, is it best for them to enter through the Financial Connect or Legal Connect? What is the best way to initiate that process?
Yeah, I would say don't worry about what area you're kind of targeting when you give us a call. Something like that, it could certainly bleed into both of them. So the beauty of the service that we provide is it's all under one roof. So maybe you're consulting with one of our attorneys, and now it becomes an issue that might be serviced better by a financial planner. Easy kind of transfer of care over. So, I would certainly say if that's, something that you're looking to start doing, we can at least get the ball rolling. Again, it's at unlimited telephonic access. And then if you do need to, eventually sit down with an attorney, we could provide that referral.
Great. Another question that's in the chat for everyone to see, but I'm going to read it because it speaks to my passion with my role. The question is, I've always thought about CareLink as something for employees going through challenging times or distress that might affect their work. However, I see they offer services like moving or vacation planning. Does your request need to tie back to your productivity at work? And, we don't check in our personal selves when we show up at work. And so again, if it's something that is like, I think of it, we all have noise, during our workday, and it may be care about a family member's well-being. It may be our own personal mental health. And yes, we all know that an employee assistance program helps with those. There's also what I think of as the other, like the mosquitoes, like, oh, I know I need to plan what we're going to do for family vacation. Oh, I know I need to plan for this party. If it's something that's going to help you turn down the noise so that you can be fully present with what you're doing, whether that's at your job or with your family, these services are available to you. So it does not have to tie directly back to your productivity at work. It ties back to you taking good care of you. Period. Is that said well, Keith? Anything you'd add?
Absolutely. Yeah, we always talk about, absenteeism and presenteeism. So, when you're at work, I want you to be present. And when you're
Okay. Are you able to hear me, Keith?
Yep, I got you now.
Okay, yeah. For a moment there, I don't know if your volume went out for anyone else, but I couldn't hear you. I could see that you were still talking.
You know what it might, but yeah, you're right on track. The
Yeah.
services that we provide, we want people to be present while they're at the office. We also want them to be present when they're home after work or on the weekends with their family. So any opportunity for us to take some of that, research component off of your desk, let us do the research for you and at least get you started.
Yeah. Someone asking a question about getting started. Should we go to the website for a general assessment, or could we start a conversation either by email or chat to assess what areas of CareLink we might need to prioritize?
You can reach out to us either via that toll-free number. Again, that's answered live 24/7. You could also certainly start that process via the chat or email feature with on the website. I will say with a chat and an email, it's at the end of the day, we ultimately may ask if it's okay to reach out to you to have a more in-depth discussion. But if it's your desire to kind of start the process via the website, you can certainly do that as well too.
Yeah, I think hopefully you're hearing a theme that the goal is for you to access the help you need. And so whatever pathway is going to best support you and make it comfortable and easy for you to reach out, use it. And that's why there's multiple pathways available. The last question for the moment: for unlimited consultation with in-house experts, will one get a different expert for each consultation, or can employee work with the same expert until the issue is resolved? That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And you will generally work with that same expert for the duration of your case. So with both Financial Connect and Legal Connect, what we'll generally do is set you up with an appointment with one of those professionals, because you may want to include a spouse on the call, or you need to get your paperwork in order. So you'll have an appointment with a financial planner or an attorney. Those professionals also all access the same case management system. So if in the event your attorney is going to be out on vacation, somebody else will have access to that discussion, but we will certainly make best effort to set up future appointments with that same professional.
Wonderful. I don't see any other questions in the chat, and I'm scrolling. I don't think I missed any. If anyone wants to put something in now, please do. Or if you want to raise your hand, we're a small enough group, I think that's okay as well. And while we wait to see if anyone pops in, I will note I just shared in the chat a link to the Whole Use event page. There are 2 more Get to Know CareLink events scheduled this month. One of them is very general, and it'll cover everything that Keith covered today. Another one is, except for the information that was for managers and teams. And there's another that is for folks who are in an HR professional role. So please, if you found this helpful, please share the information with others. We love to have people come. It sounds like some of you are surprised by the breadth of what's available, and we don't want it to be a surprise. We want people to know and to utilize the service. That's our success point, is the number of people who call and get the help and support they need.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Thank you, Keith, for your time, and thank you to everybody who made time to be here. Taking good care of you, taking good care of the people on our teams and our families is the start of doing what matters most to us as people and as professionals. So kudos for carving out time to be here. I'm glad you did.
Happy to be here. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.
Take good care, everyone.
Bye-bye.